Yeah, it's my teammates. They really hyped me up before the game. Before the VCU game, Faith looked at me and was like, "Hey, you're gonna have a great game today," and that like really helps. And it was the same thing today. You know, they just have a lot of confidence in me, and that really carries over into how I play. And so I want to come out hot because I want to prove them right, but I also want to help them. So.
Yeah, and then you as a team had the lead up until the second quarter and then gave up that 10-0 run. Against VCU also gave a big run in the second quarter. How difficult is it to swing the momentum back into your favor after something like that happens?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we do these things to ourselves, so it's really not anything that those other teams are doing. It's a lot of errors that we're making, and so it's really hard to get it back when you know it's your fault. So we're just really trying to combat that. We're really trying to come back and say like, here are the things that we can do to fix it. Here are the things that we can stop this from happening in the future. But it's really hard. I mean, it's really difficult when we do these things to ourselves because we can't get it back at that point. So it's hard.
Now on the defensive end, you're able to force 25 turnovers. How frustrating was it to do all that work to get those turnovers, but then still see Richmond be efficient the way that they were shooting the ball?
Yeah, again, it's really hard when you work so hard. Like defense has been a big focus for us the last couple of weeks, and I mean the whole season as well, but really the last couple of weeks, and to see it pay off, but not to the extent that we hope for. So you know we're seeing it on the defensive end with these turnovers, but we're not seeing it translate into wins. We're not seeing it translate into to points for us all the time. So we're really focused on stop scores, and so we're really honed in on those stops, as you can see with 25 turnovers forced.
Yeah, and a big part of that turnover effort, Jasmine had 7 steals and I think also had 6 assists.
Mm-hmm.
What aspects of her game and then also maybe her characteristics as a person give her the ability to make the difference in those areas of the game?
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine is just a great leader. She really puts it all on the line for us and just gives everything that she has. We're all trying to be like Jasmine. If we could all be a little bit more like Jasmine, I'm not sure we would be in this position, but it's great to have her here. It's great to have her do the things that she does, and every single day, whether game, practice, shoot around, whatever, giving her 100%. And it's also, I'm really happy that it's paying off. Like, you can see it in her stat line. Unfortunately, we can't produce these wins for her, but it's nice to see that she's getting some recognition for all the great things that she does on and off the court.
And then lastly, just looking ahead a little bit, you keep mentioning that you've been kind of putting yourself in these positions and digging these holes for yourself. Just looking at the season as a whole, there's not as too many games left to turn around the team this season. So what have you been focusing on, and what's going to be your goal for the remaining games to see to try to what you can do before the tournament?
Yeah, actually, Coach mentioned in the locker room that we want to go 7-1. So we got our one because that's what we're 1-7 or whatever, and so we want to flip it and we want to be 7-1. So this was our one. So from here on out, we don't lose again. So that's what I think we're really going to start focusing on is having that goal, and we also have a lot of smaller goals. So like I talked about earlier, stop scores. We really see when we get our stop score goal, it translates to just a good possessions and good sets and good minutes. We're hoping that it's going to start translating more to some wins. We're really focused on that, but we're just hoping to get some momentum before the A10 tournament. This is a team that doesn't give up, and I know that our record may not show how good we are, but I can promise you that we're not going to give up. We're not just going to keel over and die because of our record. We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep pushing, and hopefully we can make some noise in this season.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, well, we'll have an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll have questions.
I don't know about an opening statement. I don't really have a whole lot to say. I feel like I've said all the same things the last, 10 games in a row here. Obviously, we're frustrated to keep being so close and not be able to figure it out. And I agree with Maddie. Like, we're just going to keep fighting, and we have to have the goal of winning as many games as we can heading down the stretch here. Quick turnover here with us playing again on Monday. Another familiar opponent in VCU. So hopefully we can learn a lot from our game on Wednesday. We started the game out great. You mentioned the second quarter. We got to continue to find the solution for that second quarter, those runs that were given up.
Yeah, and just as you said, I feel like doing the same thing over and over again, like Groundhog Day, and some of these things. in the fourth quarter, as you're trying to mount this comeback, Richmond scores 19 points, has almost twice as many rebounds. Do you feel like fatigue over this long road trip you just had has started to come into play?
Definitely. And, I've also shortened the rotation. It's hard. I started the season out trying to play 9 or 10 guys, and it's hard to, right now I'm not trusting 9 or 10 guys. I think that some of my guys are a little bit tired, but, Richmond had guys out there playing 30 minutes too. So you either fight through the fatigue and find a way, or you don't. There's a lot of guys in the league that play a lot more minutes than anyone on my team other than maybe Jasmine. So we got to be able to keep our focus and keep our toughness and competitiveness at a level that's really high. I tried to sub a little bit differently in the second quarter today just to give breaks at strategic times for different people. But the turnovers really hurt us, and that was getting spread around with everybody on our team. So disappointed. It was nice that we were only down 4 at the half after having so many turnovers. But still disappointing that we played so sloppy in the first half because we need those cushions. We need to be able to be up so that when we get tired, we can give up a few buckets and still be okay. We can't keep sitting there. It's like every game. It's like 6-8 point lead, and we fight to get it to 5, and then they hit a big bucket, and it's back to 7. And like you said, it's hard. It's frustrating, but if we're going to play more guys, we got to have more guys play well and practice well so that I can extend the rotation back to maybe more than just 7.
Yeah, you mentioned the turnovers. I think Allie had 8 points, but then 5 turnovers after having a career day the other day. Is that just something you have to deal with when you have a freshman player who's coming and playing a lot of minutes like that?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, like, I can deal with it, and then we can lose, and she knows that, and she knows that we're relying on her. She knows that she's going to be the focal point of everybody's defense. I mean, Richmond literally they had 3 people with 2 feet in the paint the whole game, making sure that she didn't get touches. And she gets frustrated when she doesn't get touches, but sometimes, we've got to be able to continue, to play confidently and be ready to knock down some shots to open it up. I mean, we had 1 3 to start the game, and then Aria hit a 3, and it's hard. It's hard to get the ball in the post if we're not a threat from the perimeter. Again, it's not like we've told them to stop shooting. I think they're just making an emphasis to throw the ball in the post, and Richmond just didn't allow us to do that a lot today. We turned it over a lot throwing it in the post, or we got it in there and immediately got doubled. So, again, it's certainly frustrating for the team to play as hard as they're playing, but we'll continue to learn and we'll continue to grow. And I think we have the players to get this done and to get some wins here. We just got to break through a little bit.
You mentioned trying to get the team to shoot more, and over the fourth quarter, as you're chasing the game, the team started to throw up more threes. Is that kind of mindset, maybe, I don't want to use the word desperation, but a greater sense of urgency? You want to try to instill that in them earlier in the game to try to get them to shoot more freely?
Yeah, I mean, I think we probably shot 4 or 5 at the very end. So if you take those out, we only had 10 or 11 attempts the whole entire game. So we really didn't. We're making it an emphasis to put the ball on the floor to make sure we throw it in the post, and we did that. But the game of basketball is easier if you can shoot it, and we've got good shooters on our team. It's just got to be one of those things that mentally clicks for them. We break the ice. Hopefully having a bunch of games at home here in February will make them a little bit more comfortable and ready to shoot. I don't really have an answer for it. We can keep shooting in practice, and I can keep encouraging them too. And I think our post players want them to knock down some shots to make their life easier. But, right now we just got to focus on the things that we can control. And sometimes, our effort to rebound or our attention to run the play right or to finish something with a box out, make the extra rotation. Those are things we can focus on and try to keep getting better at, and then continue to work hard to make sure that we get better offensively as the season continues.
And then lastly, you just touched on this a little bit with post players, but Neal has been scoring the ball tremendously well over the past 4 games and was 3 for 11 tonight. How helpful can she be on the offensive end, and what needs to happen to get her going a little bit to contribute more in that area?
She just needs to finish plays and knock down some shots. I mean, as a junior, that's really all you can say to the kid. I'm not going to, it's nothing that I'm worried about. It's nothing that I think she's not capable of. She has definitely tried to own this season and make this like, you can count on me as a junior. She has. She's said it. She's tried to do it. So I know it's in there, and I know she wants to. But she's definitely struggled to put the ball in the hole the last couple games. And, you know, part of that is just the extra attention that her and Allie are getting. But she's going to have to, you know, step up for us if we want to, you know, be good here down the stretch.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
All right. Thank you.